Thank God we were madly in love.
But the pitfall that happens is when you come through that in what we like to call eros, which is what it is.
Eros, you want to tell them what that means?
It's a stage of love. The Greeks have several words for love.
Yep.
Which is why we like to use
the Greek words, because there's so many of them that are more descriptive of what love really is. When we say I love my spouse the same as I love this hamburger, it's a little bit confusing.
It sure is. And I get confused by that all the time because I get jealous as shit over hamburgers sometimes. Anywho.
Whatever I'm chewing, I feel like that you're not really that jealous. Maybe a popsicle.
So the first 10 years, so we came through that, and what we did, which is what I think a lot of, couples do, because you just don't have the tools. You don't really know. We were young, or Sam was young. I wasn't.
You were youngish.
I was a lot younger than I am now.
We both were.
But I think, and it's probably a little bit overused already, but you kind of bird box it a little bit in that you feel like, wow, we came through all this shit together. We're awesome. We could do this shit blindfolded.
Yeah. And I think we both thought that.
Yeah. And then 5 years in,
then we're like, oh,
what's
happening? Why aren't we madly in love still?
Yeah.
And then we learned more about how that actually works. When you're madly in love, all those chemicals flooding in your brain, the oxytocin and the dopamine that keep you super happy when you're madly in love. Well designed, by the way. Way to go, God. Like, I don't know if people would even get together and have children if it weren't for those drugs. I mean, it's like crack. True. There's actually been a study that says that those drugs are very similar to crack cocaine.
Well, they fire off the same receptors in your brain.
Exactly. They fire off all the same chemicals.
Anyway, we're going down the...
Yeah, we're on a little bit of a tangent. But I know you can rope us back in. We are not boring anyone. This is exciting.
You're boring the tits off of our listeners right now.
No, you're boring. You're boring the tits off.
Anyway, our issue was 5-6 years in, when things weren't as rosy as they were in the beginning, or they took a little bit more work. Instead of working harder to pull the nose up and fix it, which we would totally do now if we could go back over, because we know that a lot of the pitfalls that we were in and how to get out of them, which we didn't know before. But what you end up doing in those situations is kind of blaming the other person why you're not happy anymore. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think what happens, because I think Hollywood, especially in romance novels, they sell you this bill of goods. Like, if you pick the right person, then all is going to be beautiful and happy, and happily ever after is going to happen in this magical way. And that's going to be the end of the story, like it is in a movie.
Yes.
And now I believe that's not it. It's not true. I mean, a lot of what makes a great relationship great isn't picking the perfect person.